Tonight we report on why felony charges were dropped for a business owner who allegedly withheld evidence, and we take a look at Tuesday night's election results. What's going on in sports, Bob?
Thanks, Alan. Ephrata boys claim the CWAC title, and Quincy boys basketball ends their season on a high note. Here's a peek at our Weather Center forecast.
There is some rain in our forecast for this Valentine's Day weekend. I'll let you know just who may see some rainfall for this weekend just ahead with our extended forecast.
I'm Alan Troop, and we have all this and much more on iFiber One News.
From the iFiber One HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is iFiber One News, your #1 source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is iFiber One News, and it starts now.
Prosecutors dropped felony charges against a Moses Lake business owner because of the cost of transporting a witness. Prosecutors dropped one count of rendering criminal assistance in the first degree against John Robert Avens, the 56-year-old owner of Moses Lake Security. Charges are expected to be filed in Grant County District Court concerning the allegations. Deputy Prosecutor Ed Owens said the decision was made because to pursue felony charges against Avens, the prosecutor's office would have needed to pay travel costs for a witness who is not in the country. He said Prosecutor Garth Dano felt it was less expensive to file new charges in district court. The charges haven't been determined or filed yet. The case revolves around the robberies of the Hillstop gas station on November 10th and JR's Economart on November 11th in 2013. Moses Lake police sought video surveillance from a motel, and the owners agreed to provide it. Avens reportedly refused to turn the video over to police and later said the video was lost. 3 years after a fire destroyed Jake's Meats in Quincy, the new store is rebuilt and back open. Reporter Jeff Chu met with the owners and has the details.
A popular family kitchen, butcher shop, and grocery store near Quincy has literally risen out of the ashes of a devastating fire in September 2011. Jake's Meats, owned and operated by Alicia Conchola with the help of her sons Oscar and Charlie Perez, burned down in an apparent electrical fire. The fire destroyed the building and everything in it. Oscar, a graduate of Quincy High School who played sports there, recalled the deep loss to his mother, who spent much of her time at the store.
Oh, it hit us pretty bad, real bad. It just, they lost everything, you know? Everything was in here, like just all our, everything. And then we had, once the store burnt down, I was here too. And yeah, it just, we watched it all. We were right here on the side of the grass, and we just watched everything go into flames, everything drop. And yeah, it hurt my mom and my stepdad really bad, especially my mom, you know? She was the one that was here 24/7, and all her life was right here. And then yeah, once she wanted to come back in, you know, while the fire was still on, but they didn't let her. She said she had her stuff in here, all her personals, and well, she couldn't come back in, and she just had to watch it all fall down.
The happy ending to a once sad and traumatic loss for Alicia and her family came last week after 3 years of rebuilding and waiting. The store reopened, and Alicia is much happier these days.
Oh yeah, she's real happy now.
Today, Alicia's biggest concern is when she will again have the smoker to produce the store's homemade beef jerky. Oscar says the jerky is known all around the state. People are already asking for it, and they are told it will return soon.
And once we get that smoker in, we'll start getting just all that jerky and the sausages and all that stuff ready.
The store is now a little larger, more than 5,000 square feet, and it features a butcher shop and meat counter, a kitchen that serves Mexican food favorites, a walk-in beer refrigerator, specialty grocery items, snacks, even piñatas.
Just a bigger kitchen too. We have bigger scenes. It's just way more bigger now.
Jake's is a State Route 281 roadside stop about 4 miles south of Quincy en route to George. I'm Jeff Chu for iFiber One News.
Perry New Jr. was sentenced to 91 days in jail after helping to kidnap and beat a man he thought was a snitch. New, a 27-year-old Ephrata man, pleaded guilty to assault in the 4th degree in Grant County Superior Court. He was initially charged with robbery, kidnapping, and assault. The charges were dropped or lessened as part of a plea agreement. Prosecutor Garth Danos stated the prosecutor's office had problems getting witnesses to cooperate to allow them to proceed to trial. Judge Evan Spurline followed the attorney's recommendation and sentenced New to 91 days in jail. New took part in kidnapping and beating a man in September 2014 that he and 2 other men thought was a snitch. They accused the victim of being responsible for their methamphetamine supplier being arrested. And now we take a look at people being sought by law enforcement.
This is Sheriff Tom Jones with the Grant County Sheriff's Office. Each of the people you see here have a warrant for their arrest. If you see any of these people, we ask you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but call us at 509-762-1160 or send us an email at crimetips@co.grant.wa.us. If the person is presenting a danger, call 911. With your help, we can bring these people to justice and make our community safer.
Short break, we'll be right back.
At Moses Lake Community Health Center, we have had the privilege to serve the local communities since 1978.
What I like about working at this clinic more than any other clinic that I've worked at is the patient care. With the patient care team that we've assembled, it allows us to take care of as many facets of the patient and their family's needs.
Please take the opportunity to experience the high-quality care provided at our clinics.
Just when I thought the blizzard couldn't get any better, DQ put the blizzard inside a waffle cone. This is mind-blowing. So when DQ asked me how I would tell the world, I said... Sounds better in Italian.
Pretty impressive, Liz. Any blizzard, like confetti cake, now in a fresh baked waffle cone. This is fan food, not fast food.
Hello everyone, I'm Cristina Sanchez with your One News Weather Center, brought to you by your Bud Cleary Toyota dealer, Toyota Let's Go Places. For the rest of the week, we'll continue to have mild temperatures and also dry conditions will continue within our area. We still have patchy fog throughout the overnight hours into early Thursday. Gradual increase in temperatures will continue for us here within our area, and as we head into this Valentine's weekend, temperatures will be right around 60 degrees for us here in Ephrata. Highs for today, breaking record. The record high was 54 degrees back in 1992, and today we broke that record, 55 as a high for us, and low temperature right around the low 40s, average lows in the mid 20s, and as far as the low and high temperature, we're right around 50 degrees above average for this time of the year, and similar temperatures for Moses Lake. However, a degree shy of breaking that, or a couple of degrees shy of breaking the record high, which was 56 back in 1967. Low temperature today in the mid 30s, average low is in the mid 20s, so still warm temperatures will continue throughout the rest of the week. And right now temperatures are still mild in the low 50s outside your door, and very light winds with cloud cover in place all across our area. We still have mostly cloudy conditions, which will continue throughout the overnight into this Thursday, and slight chance of seeing few showers as we go into Thursday morning across all along the coast, but for us, we'll continue to have cloud cover, however, dry conditions, and also that patchy fog throughout the overnight into early Thursday morning. And as we head into this Saturday, there's a better chance of seeing some rain all across the Cascades for Saturday morning into Saturday afternoon, but for us, we do expect to stay dry. And along the coast, Seattle highs will be in the upper 50s. Mostly cloudy skies will continue throughout this Thursday. Yakima Valley highs in the low 60s with mostly cloudy skies, and into the inland northwest highs as well above average for this time of the year in the low to mid 50s. And for us here within our Columbia Basin, we'll continue that gradual increase as we continue throughout the rest of the week. 57 as a high in Moses Lake, and a couple of degrees shy from 60 degrees on Thursday afternoon for Royal City, highs in the upper 50s. And as we take a look, we'll be right around 60 degrees on this Valentine's Day on Saturday. Low temperatures will continue to be in the low 40s, still above average for this time of the year, around 15 degrees above normal low, and also about around 15-16 degrees above normal high for this time of the year as we go into this Thursday and Friday. Plenty of sunshine coming up on President's Day with highs in the low 50s, dropping temperatures in the mid 40s. This segment was brought to you by your Bud Cleary Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. We'll be back with sports.
What better way to start the new year than in a new Toyota? We're making it easier than ever with 3 ways to save. Your choice of financing as low as 0%, up to $2,500 in customer cash back, or low payment leases on your favorite Toyota model, like RAV4, now just $199 per month. Just pick your favorite Toyota, the best savings options for you, and drive away. It's that easy, so start your year right. For full details, see any of your Inland Empire Toyota dealers today. Toyota, let's go places.
A 6-10 finish wasn't what Quincy coach Wade Peterson had hoped for when the season kicked off, but the Jacks ended it on a high note. Here's Sean Wells with the story.
It was senior night in Quincy with the Jacks hosting Toppenish. 4 Quincy seniors played their last CWAC conference game in front of a raucous crowd. It was Quincy who struck first as Rafa Guzman knocked down back-to-back threes. Then it was Kevin Flores' turn, hitting this contested 3 to take a 15-0 lead. The Jacks kept hitting in the first half, taking a 32-26 lead into halftime. Toppenish fought hard to come back in the second half, but it was the Jacks getting the win 62-55. Kevin Flores had a monster senior night for Quincy with 26 points and 9 rebounds. Mark Horning had 8 points and 17 rebounds for Quincy. For iFiber One News, Sean Wells.
Moses Lake Christian Academy girls secured the 1B Central Washington Conference title at home last night. I was on hand at the game, and boy, was it ugly for the visiting team.
4 players scored in double figures, and Moses Lake Christian Academy girls dismantled Wilson Creek at home last night, 64-4. The wheels came off the bus early for the Devils as they trailed 28-0 at the end of the first 8 minutes of play. Things didn't get any better for the visiting team in the second quarter, with Wilson Creek down 46-3 at the break. The Lions took their foot off the accelerator in the second half and coasted to the finish line. Alex Taves and Anna Yarbrough knocked down 14 each for the Academy. Michaela Loudon added 11, and Danny Sandberg finished with 10 in the lopsided win. The Lions, at 7-1, finished the regular season as the top cat in the Central Washington 1B Conference.
Moses Lake Christian will match up with Thorpe Easton in a first-round loser-out district game at Ephrata High School on the 19th. The boys beat Wilson Creek 47-27 to claim the 4th and final seed to district. The Lions were led by Noah Roberts, 15 points. The team will match up with number 3 ranked Intiat in a first-round loser-out game. Ephrata boys were crowned CWAC champion last night. Josh Johnson scored 6 of the Tigers' 8 points in overtime, and Ephrata came back to beat East Valley 58-56. The teams played to a 24-24 halftime score. The Red Devils eased out front 44-36 at the end of the third quarter, but Ephrata came back to tie it 50-all and send it to OT. The win nailed down the number 1 seed to district and a first-round bye for the Tigers. Ephrata will host a second-round matchup Tuesday against the winner of the Ellensburg-Wapato game. The Lady Tigers dropped a 56-45 contest to East Valley. Ephrata looked to be in control early, up 22-6 at the end of the first quarter. The Red Devils came back with a 24-4 run to go up 30-26 at the break. Kendall Sage led the Tigers with 17 points. Ephrata finishes as the number 4 seed and will host Wapato in a loser-out game Friday. We'll be right back after this.
Hello, my name is Cheryl Kono. I am your local Ephrata Farmers Insurance Agent. Here at Cheryl Kono Insurance Agency, our customers always come first. We don't just work here, we live here. Please stop by the office, call, email, or Facebook me for a free auto, home, life, business, or farm and ranch quote today. We are insurance. We are farmers. Come in for a free quote today.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Well, one thing I knew from being a patient myself was that a dental office is a scary place to come to. And so we wanted everything possible to make sure that our office is a comfortable place for our patients to visit. The patients that I have, my clients, have made me a part of this community, and we want to give back in every way possible.
Our spotlight story tonight is about Tuesday's election that showed positive results for school maintenance and operations levies, but fell short of approving the construction of a second high school in Moses Lake. Reporter Devin Higgins has the story.
In the banquet room inside Michael's on the Lake, the atmosphere was optimistic for members of the Moses Lake School District gathered to get the election results Tuesday night. Smartphones were checked and rechecked as the 8 p.m. deadline passed, and Superintendent Michelle Price delivered the news.
Wow. That's huge. How you doing? What was the bond last time?
Grand County voters gave the district a new maintenance and operations levy, but not a new high school. The $98 million construction bond, which would have financed a new high school and extensive renovations to Moses Lake High School, required a 60% supermajority to pass. Of the nearly 7,400 ballots submitted, only 54% voted yes. The M&O levy, meanwhile, passed easily with 64% approval, giving the district between $17 million and $18 million in annual revenue over the next 3 years, which is about 22% of their annual budget. Voters approved all of the levies running on the ballot on Tuesday with large majorities. The Ephrata and Quincy School District levies received 66 and 67% of the vote, respectively. The Grand Coulee School District received a slightly lower percentage of yes votes, but was still more than enough to meet the simple majority requirement of 50% plus 1. Moses Lake ran the only construction bond on the ballot. With the high school currently 700 students over capacity, Superintendent Michelle Price said the district is already planning on how to adjust to the lack of new space.
So the school board did make a decision that we would implement the year-round track schedule, multi-track schedule in the 2016-2017 school year, absent additional facilities. So the board will start with a study session to take a look at that decision, to take a look at the results of the bond, and to talk about what's next.
Members of the school board of directors and bond campaign committee also voiced their disappointment at the outcome.
For the bond, yes, I'm very disappointed. However, the community was given the opportunity to decide what they wanted to do, and we will take that vote and we'll figure out what we're going to be able to do to serve all these kiddos that are coming. So we'll just start. We've probably already got the committee going, and we'll see what we can do. It's what we've got.
I think people are worried about increased taxes, and I don't like paying a tax bill, but it is what it is. It's what we sign on for as Americans, and so I think there is also a push that people don't want to divide the community, and I understand that, but when you divide, sometimes you create more opportunities, and so we're sadly going to miss out on that, at least for now.
We felt that we really came up with a good solution for our children, and it was what we needed, which was a new high school, because obviously having over 2,300 students in a high school that's built for 1,650 students doesn't work. And it makes it very difficult for our teachers, for our students, and other options have to be considered. And the school board has already come up with an option that we were hoping to be able to avoid.
The final election results will be certified by the county on February 23rd. In Moses Lake, Devin Higgins for iFiber One News.
And we'll be right back after this.
Have you been to iFiber1.com? The most up-to-date news in the Columbia Basin is just one click away. With news, sports, and weather, you can stay in the know with what's going on in your community. Read your news on the go by visiting iFiber1.com on your tablet or even your phone. Follow us on Facebook for quick updates and discuss the news with others in our area. Your number one news source in the Columbia Basin is iFiber1.com. Check it out today.
Attention business owners. The deadline is fast approaching to advertise in the 2015 edition of the Moses Lake Local Book. Don't be the only business left out. In print or online, it's the best way to reach your customer when they're ready to buy. Call today to place your ad by calling 877-738-9829 or by visiting us online at www.statewideyp.com. The Moses Lake Local Book Telephone Directory. Simply the best advertising.
Welcome back. A man caught with drugs during 2 traffic stops in 2 months is serving a year and a half in prison. Gildardo Cisneros Fernandez, a 32-year-old Moses Lake man, pleaded guilty in Grant County Superior Court to possession of methamphetamine, unlawful possession of a firearm, and alien in possession of a firearm without a license. Cisneros Fernandez has previous felony convictions for being an alien in possession of a firearm, assault, and possession of a controlled substance in 2006. Judge Evan Spurline followed the attorney's recommendation and sentenced Cisneros Fernandez to a year and a half in prison. Cisneros Fernandez was initially stopped by Moses Lake Police on June 7th for speeding and driving with expired tabs. About a month later, he was stopped leaving a Grand Drive home in Moses Lake. When police arrested him on both occasions, they found heroin, methamphetamine, and a pistol. Moses Lake is looking for someone to fill a vacancy on its Planning Commission. The Planning Commission is a volunteer board that conducts public meetings, hearings, reviews permits, and makes recommendations to the City Council. Commission members meet twice each month on Thursdays at 7 p.m. The Commission may also have evening or lunch study sessions several times a month while working on major updates to codes and plans. To apply, submit a letter of interest to the mayor explaining qualifications and interest in joining the Commission. Letters can be submitted in person at the Moses Lake Civic Center at 401 South Balsam Street or by mail to P.O. Box 1579, Moses Lake, 98837. Representative Dan Newhouse is continuing to urge for a resolution to a labor dispute affecting Grant County businesses and farmers. Shipping companies decided to stop loading and unloading freighters during the weekend, including the Port of Seattle. Shipping resumed on Monday. The International Longshore Warehouse Union and the Pacific Maritime Association were scheduled to resume federally mediated talks today. Congressman Newhouse, the Republican congressman from Yakima, stated Central Washington families, businesses, and farmers are being impacted by a slowdown at the ports. He said this weekend's temporary port shutdown is another dangerous sign of the devastating economic impact on the Pacific Northwest and the nation's commerce as contract negotiations continue to drag on without resolution. In Northwest news, a young bald eagle has spent the past 5 days being nursed back to health after being hit by a semi-truck. On Tuesday, the bird was released back into the wild. Rescue workers let the young bird go at the same spot it was found. Reporter Allie Friedman has the story.
This 4-year-old 10-pound bald eagle was hit by a semi-truck while feeding on a deer carcass with another bald eagle. It happened on Highway 2 near Marion. This man, George Brennan, was driving on that highway when he saw the raptor get hit.
We were coming back from Libby and I seen it get hit by a semi. And so I stopped and got it out of the road. And then I called Fish and Game, let them know that there was an injured eagle.
The eagle was disoriented, and Brennan was able to wrap it in a blanket to take to a veterinary clinic.
When we know they've been hit by a car, when someone actually sees it, the first thing we do is take x-rays to make sure nothing is broken, and she had no fractures.
Montana Wild Wings Recovery Center told us it was good news for this eagle, no fractures or broken wings.
And then we'll hang on to her and put her in a large enclosure, watch to make sure she can fly, and that we don't see any other injuries.
All the work led to this, the eagle released in perfect health at the same site it was found.
In this case, since she was seen with another bald eagle, we want to make sure and take her back to that site and let her go there.
Brennan was able to release the eagle himself, which he tells me is symbolic more than anything.
See, our prayers go up, you know, on the wings of the eagle to Creator and stuff when we pray. And this is very, very important.
Experts say if Brennan didn't stop to help, the eagle could have crawled into a bush on the side of the road and died. And for Brennan, he says it's an unforgettable experience.
It's going to live for another 50 or 60 years, and it'll always be with me.
And that's going to do it for us here at I-501 News. We want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow.